Well, that's fucking weird. That literally does not make any sense. Sip, sip, motherfuckers. Alexa, play the one that got away. This is about to hit hard trigger warning. I'm gonna say it. She has a whole new man. Come on. Hello. I'm sitting up for this one. You swinging your fucking dick around. God forbid you'd be out doing drugs.
Hi, can I order tea and 2 sugars, please?
Hello guys and welcome back to Tea and 2 Sugars. I am Tassie, your host, who I fear progressively is falling apart as the weeks go on. I feel like the past 3 weeks is literally just me being like, hello, I'm here and I am ill. This week, extreme fatigue. I haven't got any energy at all. I don't know what the fuck is going on with me. This morning I did something which I have not done ever in my life. Let me tell you about it. So normally I don't have the gym on a Monday because so my PT was at 10. Jordan has started his new job. He is getting on very well. He's really settling in. It's like sending a child off to school. I was like, I hope everyone's nice to him. So he gave me a little kiss and I said, Jordan, I'm having a fucking lie-in tomorrow. Like, don't wake me up, please. So Jordan left at what I can assume is 7:30. And I thought, brilliant, I'll get up, go for a week because, you know, shit happens. And then I was like in and out of sleep and whatnot. Thought this is going on quite the while. That's because I overslept my alarm by 45 minutes because my phone died. My charger wasn't plugged in correctly. The fuck? So that was good. That was how my day started. And then progressively just got more mishmash from there. Anyway, I'm feeling quite chilled out today. I haven't got much makeup on because I thought we could have a cute little fun pamper session with each other. So I've bought a couple of things to talk you through faves wise. Yeah, pretty much. It's just going to be a fun little girly sesh. We've got some good stories. We've got some big sister questions. I thought I'd talk you through my little bag. I know some of you out there skip this bit, but I would implore you to stay, just, you know, chill for a minute. Work on your attention span. This is my little new fun thing that I wanted to show you. So I've been loving, I had microneedling done last week. Love, big fan. But my skin has been so dry and I haven't really been able to wear like makeup unless it's been like an event in the evening. So I've been wearing the Vive Skin Nova set together. So we've got this is Super Skin Nova and then normal Vive Skin Nova. These two together, a dream. So I have those on at the minute. Loving the Ilia mascara at the minute. I have a bit of a fucked up LVL at the minute. We're not going to talk about it. It's no one's fault, but I am upset. So I've got a bit of that on. I've got my new mirror. And then heavy on the Vive, apparently. Heavy on the Vive. Vive Nova Glow. These, I just want to look sweaty. That is kind of how I want to look in life. These three on bare skin after microneedling my PDRN injections is a fucking dream. Let me tell you that. And then what we're going to do today, guys, is some little road eye masks. Because why not? Whilst I talk you through my boiling point of my 2 sugars this week. So, first off, we're going to start with my boiling point. I don't know if I've told this story yet on the podcast, but somebody stole my fucking Stanley. I'm going to tell you about it now because I'm there's a reason. So over October, I was working my second job and I left my Stanley cup in like a batching area of one of the mazes I was working in. And I thought, no bother, no one's going to be coming in here. So I will pick it up tomorrow. Went back in tomorrow. Someone had stolen my £45 Stanley cup. A thief is amongst us. So that set me off on a bad note. Then I'm asking round. Apparently no fucker has seen my Stanley cup. And I just think, who steals a Stanley? Do you know what I mean? Like, don't be so rude. So then I turn up to my PT session this morning. My first one back with Meg after like the month of October. We're getting back into the gym this month, girls. Guess what she has provided me with? Guess. I'll give you 2 seconds. A new fucking Stanley. And it's got my name on it. Can you see that? So no one can steal it. It's currently got apple and blackcurrant juice in it. However, we're going to refresh it. It is empty. We are putting in today a Lucozade Sport. Because I was never, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, I was never a kid that had like Lucozade when you were ill or whatever. This shit is keeping me going. So let's top her up. Also, for those of you that are listening, I have a new lamp. She's joining me stage left. We're going to get another one to go stage right because I fucking love this lamp and I just think it's going to look so much nicer. Let's screw that on. Oh, yeah. I'm so comfy, guys. Like I said to Isla, all I want to do today is lie down for this episode. I feel like we could do like a lying down episode at some point. Anyway, my sugars for this past week. Oh, I'll tell you what. I am quite simply in love with the new Benetton. Oh, it's not even new. With Benetton. That product has me in a fucking chokehold, especially the dark cherry version. Oh my God, I love it. It's either black cherry or dark cherry. It's so nice on the lips. It just gives like the perfect pick me up. I have it with me literally all the time. It's replaced the original one for me at the minute. So loving that. 10/10. It's on ASOS Beauty. Yeah, could not recommend. They also have the Benna Glaze, which is the lip gloss. Also really gorgeous. Yeah, I just dab the smallest amount on my lips for day to day, rub it in like a little popsicle lip vibe, and then put some lip balm on, and it just makes you look so much more awake. And you can obviously use it as blush, or if I want like a proper red lip, I'll put it on before my red lip. 10/10, just gorgeous. And my second sugar for the week. I've been watching Harry Potter again. I feel like you either grow up like a Star Wars kid or a Harry Potter kid or a Lord of the Rings kid. I'm a Harry Potter family, let me tell you that. That first film, that moment where Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall turn up at the house at the start just brings me so much joy. And us not being very well, all I've wanted is home comforts, and Harry Potter has been that for me. Oops. So yeah, that is that. This week's episode, we have a bestie who is feeling not very loved. We've got a couple of scandals in the fam, a couple of scandals in the friendship group. So I say let's get on with it. I just want it to feel like we're just chatting with the girls. You know, my posture is not going to be that great, but we thrive. So our first story today is titled, I think my bestie hates me. Story time. Hi, Tatty. Love the pod, and I'm so excited about Teeny joining. Teeny! You got your first shout out, girl. She's here. Here she is. Little teeny baby. Somebody said that they need to be more front and center, but I don't know where you want me to put them. Like, do they want to go here? But I feel like that's not... Joe just doesn't sit upright either. Like, my guy is rolling around. Do you see what I mean? How do they look there? Do we like them there? Or do they need to be closer to me? I think that's cute, right? You guys. Right, anyway. So, let me give you the backstory here. My best friend Amy and I met on our first day of year 7. We were basically inseparable from day 1. She has become like a sister to me over all of these years. Our families have become super close, and she is truly the biggest blessing in my life. However, as always a however, over the past year, I've noticed quite a few changes. It all began at the start of the year, I think. I got engaged to my boyfriend of 6 years, and she was so excited and burst into tears when I told her. Aww. But as time went on, she started to express her annoyance at my Steve for not including her in the proposal plans. But i.e., helping with the ring, making sure I had the right outfit, discussing ideas for how he was going to propose, etc. Now, here's the thing. That is obviously Steve's decision. But I wonder if there'd been conversations between the two of you before as to whether you thought that Steve would include Amy, and that's where she's got that from, which, that would be really tough for her, I imagine. But at the end of the day, like, it's what's done is done now. We can't really change it. So, about a month later, we had our mortgage approved and then moved into our new home late summer. By this point, she never even said congratulations. Bearing in mind, this is our first time moving in together and our first time buying a house. I'm sensing some bad vibes from Amy here. Now, some context I feel like needs to be added. Amy and her Steve have been on and off again for years. Her Steve is a serial cheater and is very, very toxic. They have been together for nearly 10 years. Since they were 16. We are now 26. Classic case here, girls. This is just a classic case of, I feel like people are moving at different paces than I am. I want all of these things to happen to me in life, and they're not. Why are they happening to everyone else? Do you get my gist here? I don't know if all of this stems from jealousy or what, but I know you've said in the past few episodes that true friendship should not hold any of that kind of emotion. As time has gone on, she has started to hang out with me less and less, and I really feel like we are drifting. Like I said, she's truly a sister to me, and I don't know what I would do without her. Frankly, though, I don't want to be friends with someone that's holding resentment towards me as I'm going through these brilliant life moments. What do you think I should do? I can kind of see this from both sides here, because as you're moving through all of these big moments that mean so much to you, you're wanting your best friend there to be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Like, this is absolutely insane. Your house is beautiful. Your ring is incredible. Like, can't wait to start planning your wedding. And then the other side of it is that must be a real harsh reality for her, that like, you are doing all of these things with this amazing man. And, her Steve isn't living up to the same standards that your Steve is. And that's maybe why she isn't moving into these different stages in her life. She may be going through just a period of like intense realization that her man isn't who she wants to be with, or isn't what she deserves, isn't what she expected her life to look like. And because you have moved through all of these key life moments together as years have gone on, you've almost been moving at the exact same pace up until this moment in time. You've started high school together. You've literally started your friendship at such a poignant moment in life of starting high school. You've done your GCSEs together. You've done your A-levels together. You may have gone to sixth form together. You may have gone to uni at the same time. And then it's only now that your lives are starting to take this different path that Amy has taken a really hard look at herself and being like, I don't know if this is really for me, like this relationship. My best friend is getting all of these things. Like, why not me? Why me? Why is all of this happening? But at the same time, that doesn't take away from how joyful this period is for you. And you don't want to be looking back in years to come and be like, well, that was such an incredible moment. But, your Auntie Amy was being a bit of a dick the whole time because she couldn't hack that I was experiencing all these amazing things and, she wasn't. What should you do in this situation? So I would maybe message her and just say like, hey, I've noticed that we're not really hanging out as much as we used to. Is everything all right? Like, how are you and Steve getting on? What are you guys up to? Why don't you come over one night for like a girl night? And we can, like, I'll send my man out. We can get a takeaway in. I'll get loads of sweets. We can watch Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We can watch Tea and Two Sugars. And really just try and like get those basics back. During that, she may come out and be like, listen, Steve's doing my fucking head in. I caught him texting 6 girls again. And at the end of the day, Amy is not going to leave that relationship until she's ready to leave that relationship. And unfortunately, she may end up marrying this man. And that's just something we're going to have to deal with. You know, when the time comes, we're going to have to be supportive of that decision. It's a really tough time. You're my age, you're my age at the minute. I feel like I have friends that are just becoming single, friends that are getting married, friends that are engaged, friends that are having babies, friends that are completely changing careers. It's a real shift in life at this point, and I just don't want you guys to lose this 15-year 15-year friendship, because you're just starting to move at different paces. I feel like a really good example of this is Sophia and Cinzia. Like, they have been best friends for years. Obviously, they both got boyfriends at a similar time. They both became single at a certain time. However, Sophia's relationship has been very successful. She's now engaged. She'll be getting married. Whereas Cinzia is on her own life path, and that is fine. There just needs to be this mutual understanding between the two of you that despite all of these brilliant life moments happening to you, doesn't mean that there aren't these incredible life moments happening to Amy, nor will they happen to her in the future. Like, she will find a man that she loves and she respects, and he respects her, whether that be Steve or not. You know, she may be like skyrocketing in her career and you may be just like plateauing. I don't know. Everyone has goals that they want to hit, and it's just going to come at different times. You know, it's going to hit people when it's right for them. And I just, like you say, don't want her to be taking away from you. Does that make sense? So yeah, it's a tough one, but I think you definitely need to speak to her, especially because you've been together, like, you've been friends for so long. You will have been through so much together. There's, like, why are we throwing away a friendship over that? I understand, like I say, friendships should not have jealousy. And she might not be jealous, because I think jealousy is emotion that comes with that resentment. Maybe she just feels a bit more insecure and that's why she's distancing herself. She doesn't want that reminder of where she's not. Doesn't mean that she is not absolutely ecstatic for you and is genuinely really excited for you. And she just wanted to be there for you and have that moment with you during your proposal and things like that. You never know as well. Like, there may have been things that have been going on behind the scenes for her that she doesn't know how to express. And just sitting down with her will open the door and give her the floor to talk about these things. So yeah, I think definitely just get her in for a girly night. Do you know what I would do? I would have a sleepover, because I sometimes find when you've not spent quality time with people for a really long time, having a sleepover is great, because on the first night you get the first few hours you get all like the surface level update random bits out the way. And then after that is when you get like the deep, meaningful conversations. You know, I think that would really benefit the both of you. But, you know, it doesn't mean it's the end of the friendship. Things just hit rocky times. And this is just one of them. You know, that's what I would do. Wishing you all the best and congratulations on your house and your proposal. I hope wedding planning is treating you well. And if there's any drama from the wedding, you just let me know, girl. You let me know. Let's move on to our next story. All right, this one is really wild. It is titled, "Am I the arsehole for telling a woman in my friend group that what she did wasn't petty revenge? It was just crazy." Story time. So this story comes with a little bit of context. I'm 26 and I live in a small town. It's one where if you aren't close with everyone, you know everyone. My grade growing up was the largest, with 98 kids in it. It was a pre-K-12 school. I don't know what that means. So at some point or another, you were either in a class with every other kid your age, especially by middle school when you were attending about 8 classes a day, and drama got around fast, especially relationship drama. The woman in question, we'll call her Amy, is also 26. And she had a lot of relationship drama. The ideal that was pushed on a lot of us girls was to lock down a guy by high school and then get married as soon as possible once we graduate. Amy was determined to find her high school sweetheart, and as a result said yes to literally every single guy that asked her out. Get it, Amy. That's what I say. To be clear, I'm not judging her for it. The pressure was high on all of us girls. Even the teachers talked to us about it. Well, that's fucking weird. That's weird as shit. I was lucky enough that pretty much every woman in my family that had already done this was more interested in being brutally honest about how stupid of an idea it was to jump into marriage so young and with the first guy who would ask. But Amy didn't have to. She had more people selling how perfect of a life she would have if she was with a good guy young. Two different family dynamics is what I'm getting here. The guys who asked her out, however, they weren't great. They were teenage boys and they acted like it. Her name came up a lot in the gossip mill, and it was usually about how she was dumped for some stupid reason. At this point, we weren't friends yet, but I knew her and had seen the aftermath of a few breakups she'd been in. This started in middle school. In hindsight, most of them weren't too bad, but for a young teen, it probably did feel like it was the end of the world every time she was broken up with. This is so sad. Like, imagine you're just trying to date in the world and, yeah, you're just getting broken up with. So senior year, she and I ended up in the same friend group. At the time, she was with her longest term boyfriend, and she was thrilled because he seemed to be on the same page as her about getting married fast and starting a family. We were happy for her, and it seemed like a good thing. Until he cheated on her. It was with a party, and it was at a party, and he broke up with her after she caught him. She was completely devastated, which is understandable. She was once again the main topic of teenage goss, and her latest ex and the girl he cheated on her with started dating and were very much trying to rub in how happy they were to Amy's face. That's such dog shit behavior, can I just say? Like, it's a shitty thing to cheat on someone, but to then be, bold enough to go ahead and date that person and then be so much of a dick that you're gonna rub it in your ex's face, like, go, just leave them be. Just leave her be. Now, because of this, Amy decided that she was gonna be single for a while and said she wanted to work on life outside of guys, which we all encouraged her to do. She stayed single for about a year until she met Steve, now 27. Just what? Is he 27 now? So he's like a year older than you now? Or is he 27 at the time? Oh, he wasn't from our town originally, but he'd moved there with his family for his dad's work. They hit it off straight away, and Steve was really into her. He was honestly a really fantastic match for her, being the kind of guy who just liked making his girlfriend happy. He was willing to do anything she asked. He was very touchy, as she was, liked spending all of his free time with her, and since he didn't really have any friends in the town yet, she was his primary hangout choice. Oh, fair. We found a decent match. So they were together for a little under 2 years. Right, here we go. So they were together for a little under 2 years. Amy was 21 when they broke up and Steve was 22. This makes more sense. The breakup was a mess. It divided our friendship group even then. Amy had become convinced that Steve was cheating on her and there was no convincing her otherwise. Some of the reasons and logical explanations I can remember are: Steve always went clothes shopping with Amy and let her pick out his wardrobe. However, he came home with a new shirt one day. It was for work and it was just a black polo, but Amy was convinced, sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Amy was convinced that it was the start of him changing his wardrobe to appeal to other women at his workplace. This is what happens when you have trauma and you don't address it. Okay? Steve had started to form his own friendship group. He brought Amy to their hangouts and get-togethers, but she didn't like their group because other girlfriends were also present. That literally does not make any sense. Steve started to form his own friendship group. Brilliant. He brought Amy to their hangouts and get-togethers, but she didn't like the group because other girlfriends were also there. Right, so she just doesn't like you being around. She doesn't like Steve being around ladies. Steve asked her to stop openly shit-talking to other girls because his friends were getting mad at him, and she took that as him defending the girls because he liked them. Sorry, my brain isn't quite functioning today. Let's just read that phrase again. Steve asked her to stop openly shit-talking the other girls. Oh, okay, right. So Amy is just fuck-ass talking about these girls. Steve changed his phone password. It didn't matter that he gave her the new password as soon as he'd done it. The fact that he changed it felt sketchy to her. I had no idea why he changed it, but I don't think he'd give her the new password if he changed it to hide something. I'd have to agree. Your girl, Amy, paranoid to your fuck. Anyways, Steve ended up having to fully cut her off after they broke up. He kicked her out of his apartment that she'd partially moved into, had a third party give all of her things back, and generally did his best to avoid her. Amy kept telling everyone who would listen that he was a lying cheat, and our friend group was split in half because of the people, like myself, who didn't think that he cheated, and the people who were egging Amy on. Still, we all tried to be there for her at the time, and we thought she'd moved on as she currently has fucking hell! As she currently has a new boyfriend and hasn't mentioned Steve in the last few years. Sip, sip, motherfuckers. Alexa, play the one that got away. Now, the bombshell. I feel like all the girls, I've never been in this situation myself. All the girls that have had that one guy that like was the love of their life that ends up like moving on. This is about to hit hard, trigger warning. Well, Steve recently got engaged. I guess his mum never blocked Amy, since Amy never reached out to her, and when she posted it on Facebook, Amy saw, and it completely set her off. She badmouthed the girl, we'll call her Stacey, in the group chat immediately, sending pictures of her off Instagram to make fun of her. Now, not that making fun of her would have been okay anyways, but Stacey is a complete upgrade from Amy in every single way. She's absolutely stunning, currently going to school to be a nurse, and from what I can tell from my own snooping, she spends most of her free time volunteering. Now, I'm sure she does have some skeletons somewhere, but she seems great, and all the pictures of her and Steve make them seem very, very happy. And that's probably what is driving Amy so nuts. Well, I was the first to tell her that she needed to let it go. It's been years, and she's way too hung up on this for a grown woman. A few of the other women in the group echoed my sentiment that it wasn't good for her mental health, and she was happy in her current relationship. So why did it matter that Steve was getting with someone else? Well, she apparently just made a new group chat with the girls who were encouraging her, and they all, oh no. Oh God. Oh, this is not nice. This is not nice. They made a new group chat encouraging her, and right, so I'm assuming basically that Steve has blocked you all, so you're now using Stacey's profile to snoop, because you've said here, apparently she made a new group chat with all the girls who are encouraging her, and they've been using Stacey's profiles to snoop on her and Steve, and they kept encouraging her to get revenge. What are we getting revenge for? He's quite simply done nothing wrong. I'm going to say it, Steve's done nothing wrong. Amy realised that Steve still lived in the same apartment and still had a lot of his clothes that Amy picked out for him. So she got the bright idea to, oh no, oh God, oh no, this is not good. So she got the bright idea to dig up old pictures of her and Steve and send them to Amy, claiming that Steve and her, aka Stacey, and that Steve was cheating on Stacey with Amy, presenting it like the pictures were new. We're 4 years on. Is Steve not fucking aged at this point? She was bragging about it last time we all met up, and how even if it doesn't lead to the breakup, she's sure that it will have caused issues for Steve, and how now she can finally move on from what he did to her after all of those years and got some petty revenge. I pointed out that what she did wasn't petty revenge. It was quite simply crazy. And she went out of her way to make another girl think that she was being cheated on, which is so shitty. Amy defended herself, saying if they really did have a strong relationship, it wouldn't do anything but make Steve stress. Why do we care? Like, why do we care so much? I still think what she did was just insane. And she thinks it's because I never believed her about Steve cheating to begin with, which is true. I never did believe her about Steve, and I still don't. And our friendship group is split in half because of it. Now, Amy hasn't spoke to me, but apparently she hasn't been doing very well. I've been getting messages from other friends about how upset she is, and half of the friendship group is also mad at me for kicking her while she was already down and calling her crazy. She had no right to be down. She has a whole new man. Come on. Duh. Sip, sip. I'm sipping. The other half of the group is on my side and agree that whilst we are almost 30, she shouldn't be hung up on a guy that she literally dated so long ago, and a breakup that caused her to become paranoid. One of our friends that usually is really level-headed and agreed with the Steve didn't cheat situation is against me currently. She says that Amy is clearly just going through it, and a lot of us, and that of course she's feeling badly about seeing her ex getting engaged, when she herself hasn't been able to even get herself a boyfriend to have a real conversation about it yet. Oof. It's coming back. It's coming back to that thing of people's life moves at different points. I do know how touchy she is about the topic of marriage and how much her mum has been on to her about it for years, that she still not has a ring on her ring. She still doesn't have a ring on her finger at her big age. But I still think trying to make a girl think she's being cheated on is way too crazy. Am I the arsehole? Should I apologise for calling her crazy at the very least? Here's the thing. Amy has been conditioned in life to think that her only purpose and her only form of validation is to marry a man. And now that she is struggling to get said validation from her own man, she's really feeling it. And to see that her previous man is giving that validation to another female is gonna hit hard. That is all Amy believes she is designed for. That is all she believes she wants out of life. It's not necessarily true, but I can understand why she will struggle so much with seeing her ex go through that. And like I say, some people do just think that one ex is the ex that got away. Do you know what I mean? She clearly has very strong feelings for Steve. How the fuck does her new boyfriend feel about all this? Well, clearly not very strong, because I think it's just shining, again, it's like the last dilemma. It's shining a torch on where she's at in life. She is not at the stage that she wanted to be in right now. And her ex, who she believed would be giving all of her these things, be giving her all of these things, is doing it for another woman. And that is absolutely gonna hurt. What she did, however, is spiteful. She is a viper. That is a disgusting thing to do. And the fact that she has done it purely to put Steve through stress, which she's admitted herself, is just disgusting. I don't agree with it at all. If one of my friends did that, I'd be like, hon, you need to take a good hard look at yourself. Get on the phone to a therapist, because that is not acceptable. What do we think, guys? Teeny, Joe? I'd have to agree. Joe's side's a little bit more crazy. We don't need to be exposing her. I think she's going through enough herself. We don't need to embarrass her in that way. Eventually, when she is grown, she will be embarrassed by what she's done. She will see it for what it truly is, which is an act of spite and jealousy. Do you need to apologize for calling her crazy? Do you want to align with someone like Amy? Is this what being her friend is truly like? Is this all she has to offer? Just drama, boy drama, constantly, breakups, highs, lows, blah, blah, blah. Is Amy truly someone you actually care about in your life? Sounds like you've got a pretty big friendship group. Would I apologize? Listen, if you want to apologize to make your life easy, then I guess, yeah, go for it. But what she did was fucking disgusting. And I think she just wants to bring people down to her level. She believes she's been cheated on. I think I wonder if she's trying to make this Stacey girl think she's been cheated on so she knows what it feels like to be cheated on by Steve. Does that make sense? Because she's trying to mirror her life experience with this new girl. Like, this is how Steve treated me, so this is how Steve should treat you. Even though it's just completely a lie. She's clearly an extremely paranoid person with a lot of issues that need talking about, rectifying, going through with a trained medical therapist, might I add. I wouldn't apologise. I think what she's done is just despicable. I don't know why you'd want to put someone else through that. Like, I know people's exes do stupid shite, but he literally didn't do anything wrong. And like you say, I think that the people that are egging her on just enjoy the drama. They're the high school mean girls. They love seeing Amy going through it. They'll be yapping about Amy behind her back. Yeah. I don't think the people that are treating her like that are good people for her either. Yeah, keep me updated on this one. I'll be intrigued. So I feel like we're on a vibe right now of why won't he marry me? So I've just come across this story. It's titled, My Boyfriend of 8.5 years Won't Marry Me. Story time. I've been with my boyfriend for 8.5 years, and we've been living together at his apartment for 5 years. Like any long relationship, we've had our ups and downs, but in the last 2 years, everything has been great. And I know he is my person, and I am his. He is a great guy, not just to me, but to friends, family, and even strangers. He cares a lot about me, shows affection, communicates well, has financially supported me whilst I finished my degree, and we have a great time together. Both on daily life basis and special events like travel and all that. We pretty much are already living married life just without kids, but that alone doesn't fulfill my dream of marriage. I want a celebration of our love. I want to share this moment with our friends and family. I want to be a bride and plan this major life event with him, and I have voiced this to him a few times. A few years back, he was unsure of our future together, but we worked on our relationship and are in a great place. So now when I talk about planning a wedding and marriage, he seems to be on board with it. At least, he entertains my thoughts on it. But so far, I haven't seen a ring. I've kind of given him 2 ultimatums. I won't invest any money into buying a bigger place together if we are not married. We've been cramped in his bachelor pad for the past 5 years, and I'm getting tired of it. I won't celebrate double digits of being boyfriend and girlfriend, but even that seems too long of a stretch now. So like, I'm not buying a house with you, sir, unless we're married. Not happening. I'm also not about to hit 10 years as a fucking girlfriend. Okay? You can upgrade me in the next 2 years. You have 2 years. I have been in a very similar circumstance. I said to Jordan, I'd quite like to be a fiance by 10 years. And he was like, cool, so I've got like 3 years. I was like, no, Jordan. You've got a year and a half. But honestly, I don't think I have the courage to walk out of an otherwise perfect relationship. So I just keep dragging this and building resentment with every anniversary that goes by. With every time I see the surprised faces of people who ask how long we've been dating for, and with every wedding of people in our circle. I just feel stuck while everyone else around us is moving on with their lives. Is this not the theme of today's episode? Everyone else is moving on with their lives. How do I get him to finally propose? Or at least admit he won't ever do it so I can be free of these bad feelings of uncertainty? I haven't asked him directly if he wants to get married and why recently, so I haven't gotten a straight answer since a few years back when it was still a no. I've just been casually touching on the subject to try and get a glimpse of where he's at. And he seems positive, acknowledging that we are in a much better place now and that we worked on those issues. What do you think I should do? So, I think you have definitely done all the right things. And as someone who has been in this position myself, you are doing everything right. The only thing I would say is that I think you actually need to have a sit down conversation with him and be like, hello, this was 3 years ago. You told me you didn't want to marry me because we were in an uncomfortable space. Well, guess what, Stephen? We're now in a great place. So is it that you just don't want to get married? Do you not want to get married? Here's the thing. Do you not want to get married, Steve? Or do you not want to get married to me? They are two completely different things. I know so many people that have said that they don't want to get married. Next partner that they're with, engaged within 2 years, married, kids within 3. It's fine. It is so fine if you don't want to get married to someone. You just have to be honest with them, especially if, like you, it's a big goal of yours. There needs to be a sit-down conversation, like a proper adult conversation here, as to whether or not his feelings on marriage have changed or feelings on you have changed. Is it a stability thing? These 2 ultimatums are great. That is what I would do at this moment in time, personally. I was in the same position. I said, I don't really want to be going into 10 years as a girlfriend, Jordan. And he fully agreed on that. But everyone moves through life at their own pace. Does Steve, I don't know, is Steve's parents divorced? Has he had bad, has he seen how marriage can screw over a man? Because that's the other side. Let's be real here. Quite often men get screwed over in divorce. They don't get the good end of divorce at all. And is he scared of that? What is it that's causing him the anxiety here? And it just needs to be it doesn't need to be an argument. It doesn't need to be anything. It can just be a conversation of, where are you at? That's how I would address this topic. That's what I would do. There is an update on this one though, so let's read. All right. So that was posted in September. This was posted a week ago. This is the update. I debated on posting an update because now everything is resolved. I feel kind of silly about posting in the first place, but maybe this can help someone in a similar situation. We can all learn together. I should add that I am an overthinker and I'm an incredibly anxious person. This is probably why I got here in the first place. After 8+ years in a relationship, I started doubting our future, only because of the lack of initiative on his part. And it seems like all the algorithms decided to feed these feelings with similar stories that didn't end well. So I started overthinking everything and basically ignored all the signs that were actually great and his constant reassurance that he did love me and was happy with me. When we'd look at me with mesmerised eyes while just going on about daily life, I felt so loved and cared for, but the lack of proposal had to mean something was wrong, right? About a week before our big trip, a big trip? About a week before our big trip, while introducing the topic of marriage, trying to start a conversation like I was advised here to, he was very dismissive. Oh God, I bet that did not help the situation at all. Trying to change the subject, and that sent me spiraling down, and I really hope this is going to end with a proposal. Spiraling. When he realised that it hurt me, he immediately backtracked and started apologising. This guy is such a green flag. Can I just say that? He wasn't avoiding the situation because he had something planned and it wanted to be a surprise. Whoa. When asked on other occasions months before, he had confirmed his intentions of marrying me one day, but this time was different. It was enough to lift off my doubt, and it would lift off any doubt I had. And also, I didn't want to ruin any surprise, so I dropped the subject. Then, as expected, during our trip, in a beautiful place, doing what we also loved doing together for the past 8 years, he proposed. It was one of those moments that really felt like I was seen. Everything was thought out to make me happy without me having to ask. He even managed to record it in the most unsuspicious way, so always have something to remember it by. So, this update is to say that every relationship is different and every life has a different timeline. Guys, this is the perfectly curated podcast episode. I don't know how I've managed this. The stars have aligned. Joe and Teeny have just provided the goods. They've provided the goss. What a thrill. Everyone is on their own timeline. There isn't any amount of years that automatically tells you the other person doesn't want to marry you. Obviously, I'm not saying to ignore any signs, but you have to look inside your relationship rather than compare to others and seek external validation. Even though most comments on the original post went in a different direction, I probably wouldn't have started that conversation with him when I did, and wouldn't have been so relaxed during our trip when he proposed. So I appreciate you guys. I am so glad. I'm so glad that this happened for you. I think sometimes guys do get a little bit standoffish around the proposal time because they're trying to throw you off and whatnot. But this just goes to show, guys, we need to take lessons from all of this. Right, what do you think? Should we find like a really juicy one next? Let's have a little look. Okay, this one is titled, Am I the arsehole for telling my mum's boyfriend his son is not my responsibility? Story time. So my parents divorced when I was 16. It was very, very messy. I live with my mum now and her new boyfriend, who we'll call Steve. And Steve's son, Dave, who is 11. I'm in my second year of college, which is its own special kind of stress with exams and projects. The dynamic is fine. Usually Steve is okay, but he has a habit of assuming I'm a newly acquired babysitter. Dave's a good kid, but wasn't raised properly, which is another entire thing in itself. He's just turned 11, he's very energetic, loud, and is very impersonal, and doesn't understand the concept of personal space yet. This issue happened last Saturday. I had a massive assignment due on Monday morning, and I was planning on spending the entire weekend at the library on campus. On Saturday morning, as I'm packing my bag, Steve comes in to let me know that he and my mum are going away and that I need to keep an eye on Dave. I was immediately stressed, so I told him I can't and that I have to go to uni to focus on my uni work. Duh. He waved it off and said it's fine, I should take him along with me to campus and keep him busy on his tablet. Steve, when was the last time you ever stepped foot on a fucking campus? A uni campus? Have you ever seen an 11-year-old cutting about the student library? Be so real. Like, what? What? Also, I can't have him playing fucking Roblox whilst I'm trying to write an essay. I said no, trying to be firm, saying that I cannot be responsible for him for an entire day at my uni, and I asked if he couldn't stay at a friend's house or go to his grandma's or his mum's house. So true. Steve's face fell and he looked genuinely annoyed. He told me it's just one day and that trying to organise stuff with other parents and family would be too much of a hassle and that at least I could do was help out. I don't like this attitude at all. I couldn't take it, honestly, so I snapped. I've been under a lot of pressure for printing assignments and group work, etc. And that was low-key the final straw. I told him that Dave was his son, not mine. He is not my responsibility and didn't choose to have a kid when I wasn't ready and my own obligation to get my degree and move out. They both went silent for a bit, visibly upset, and after a while, Steve just said it's fine, that I shouldn't bother asking for favours in the future. This is a completely... I'm sitting up for this one. This is a completely different dynamic here. Like, this is your stepbrother. Even if it was your brother, I would hope that your parents, even a step-parent, would understand that your studies come first. You are of an age where you have your own plans on the weekend. Like, you can't just assume that someone is going to look after your child just because you want to do stuff. Let's use a little bit of initiative here, Steve. Let's pre-plan. Let's get ahead. You know, sometimes when you have children, you can't just do things spontaneously. There we go. We got there. Yeah. What? No. My mum later that day texted me, said that I was very disrespectful and hurtful. Which I did lose my temper slightly, but I feel like I had no right to try and force Dave as my responsibility last minute. So, am I the arsehole for what I said? No, of course you're not the fucking arsehole. This is just parents feeling like they have a level of authority that they can just dick swing around, and that's how we've ended up in this mess. Is it not, Steve? You swinging your fucking dick around, right? If you have a child, they are your responsibility. No one else's, right? You have a stepchild here who is taking responsibility of their own life. They're living their own situation, you know. It's just bizarre to me. I don't know. I just don't understand this at all. I don't understand this one bit. you're not the arsehole at all. You deserve to decide what you do with your life, when you do with it, especially at your age. Like, and they should be trying to reward you for, you know, doing your assignment. God forbid you'd be out doing drugs, you know? I mean, I'm sure you can hand your assignment in and do drugs at the same time. I wouldn't advise it. Don't do drugs, kids. Yeah, very, very strange to me. You're not the arsehole at all. Not the arsehole. And also, your mum should not be, you know, you're your mum's port of call. What's the word I'm looking for? Priority. Like, you've done nothing wrong here. Even if you did snap, even if you did call Steve all the names under the sun, she should be backing you. Because she also didn't arrange a babysitter, so she's also in the wrong here. You know? Anyway, guys, we're going to finish off today's episode here. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you do have a story to send in, it will be down in the caption down below. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. It's been a little bit more calm, a little bit more chilled. I do apologise. I'm really going to take a lot of time off this week to try and recoup and get back to normal. So you'll have the usual screaming and shouting. We've got some fun things coming up in the next 2 weeks, so keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited for it. I will see you next week, my loves. Goodbye from Joe, Teeny, and Ty. Mwah. Tatty, bye.
Please fill my cup. Am I really asking for much? It's been a long week, I'm looking for fun. Please fill my cup. Find me under the sun. SOS, I'm just looking for a good time. Oh, 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 oh. And I'm singing like, whoa.